Okay, so intro to circles. Okay, we're gonna start with the most important equation that you're gonna need for circles, and it's called standard form. I invite you to be very attentive today because the better you understand circles, the easier the other ones will be because they come off of circles. Okay, they're based off of the circle equation. So this is the standard equation: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay. So you might want to box this one in, and like I said, just very important. One thing to note, because the formulas, just like the shapes, they're very similar. You know, a circle looks like this, right? If I squish it, that's an ellipse, right? If I turn it, like if I were to cut it in half and flip it, that's a hyperbola. So all these shapes are almost the same. These formulas will almost be all the same. They look very similar. So one thing to note here is this is always plus. Okay. Okay. And so I'm going to box this formula in. The R, this is your radius. Okay. Radius, I know you guys know that, but just so we are all on the same page, is the distance from the center to the edge. And then this is a circle in any direction because it'd be the same length, right, anywhere you go. Right? The center of the circle, okay, is denoted with HK. So that's the location, like XY. That's the point in the middle, okay, of the circle. Now, even though we haven't done this formula, you guys can probably figure this out because it's very similar to what you did. Without just random guess here, what do you think this does to the movement? Yeah, it's exactly the same thing as the other one. Okay, so it is right and left. Okay,
does it lie?
It lies. It's the opposite, just like before. Okay, so this would be a negative, and that's really important. And that would be a positive. It goes the opposite of your intuition. Okay. Now, the k is different. In the past, with vertex form, with other functions, k was very natural. A positive k would go up, a negative k would go down. Okay. This k, if you notice, I don't know if you know, but it's inside the parentheses squared. So it's a liar, like you said. It behaves opposite. Now, unlike the old k that was real, right? This one's the opposite.
So basically, anything that stays in the parentheses does opposite?
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay. So down would be not negative now, but positive, and then up would be negative. And these movements that I'm talking about right here, that actually applies to every single point on the circle. Moves that much, but it's easier to just focus on the middle. Like, that's how the middle moves, right? That's the location of the middle. Okay, guys, that gives us enough ammo to start working on these. So let's do example 2, samples part. Example 1. Let's say they give us a center of -2, -7, and a radius of 4. Okay. Real quick, so just a quick sketch of this, right? So I want this, just so you can connect what we're talking about. I want the center to be over here at -2, because this is the x, that's the y, right? So -2 on the x, -7 on the y. So I want the center to be right here. Okay, that's what we mean by that. And then the radius, I want it to be 4. So from here, I want it to be 4 up, 4 to the side, 4 down, 4 this way. Okay. You get what I'm saying? That's visually what we want. Okay. 4 radius all around from the middle. Make sense? Okay, so here we go. This is always the same. It's always x squared. It's always plus y. It's always plus equal. In a minute, when we go to decimals, that's exactly how you type it in. You don't type in y equals. You type it in just like this. And decimals will graph it for us. Okay, so I moved, my left-right movement is 2, but it's left 2 plus 2. My down movement was 7 plus 7. Okay, and you get the, you'll see the patterns really fast, right? What did we just do to the numbers? They're just opposite numbers, okay? But think about what's happening, okay? So, but it is just the opposite. Now, I think the hardest part for students on the circle, the hardest part is the radius. The formula says the radius is a number squared, okay? So I want the radius to be 4, right? That's what I want the actual radius to be. So I have to put that 4 in here, so it's 4 squared. Okay, because the radius, just the r, is the number that you're squaring, not the actual value. So, or this is the same. So on this, well, I want to clarify because that's the most confusing part. So on decimals, okay, decimals, you could plug it in like this. What was it? I already forgot the numbers. Plus 2 squared plus y plus 7. So I could put 4. Let me do that one a different. This is really important, okay? Pay close attention. I could plug it in like this, or like this. X 2 squared y. Oops, I forgot the square. 4 squared is really just 16. So I could plug it like this or like this. But the one that tells me my actual radius is if you write it with that radius squared. Does that make sense? Okay. Question right now, guys? No? Okay. Let you try one of those. Number 2. Let's do a center location of 0, 1. And let's do a radius of 5. Bless you. Cero no es nada, entonces mejor ni pongas nada ahí. It might be good. I was going to do it to the end, but it might be good if you open Desmos. I left you the link on the calendar already, and then you can start testing your equations on there. Okay? It's locked? It shouldn't be blocked. It shouldn't be blocked. Let me see why.
I got everything back, but I don't want to use straight face now. I don't think I will. I like it just to like catch up.
Okay, give it a second and then it should be working. It should take a minute and then it should work. Okay, equation. So this is the first time you have a 0, okay? So, we get caught up. Plus 0, minus 0. 0 is neither positive or negative. 0 is nothing. So we usually don't put, you could put plus 0 if you wanted to make you feel good, but you don't need to put anything there because it's not moving anywhere. Okay, so that's how we usually put that, okay? Now, if you put plus 0, that's fine. y minus 1 squared. Should I put 5 squared or 25 squared or 25 or what? 5 squared, okay. This one's good, this one's good, not that one. Okay. So, yeah, you're doubling that radius, okay. Is that good, guys? Good. Okay, the filter should be off, so try to refresh it, and then you can start plugging those in to see, you can test them out, okay, because we're going to do more with that. I'm going to separate.